Welcome to day 3. Good job and congratulations. Steady practice and practicing daily is something that takes a lot of commitment, and you've already done 2 days, so we're ready for day 3. One of the things I want you to think about as we begin day 3 is how you're organizing your time. And I'd like to encourage you, if you don't, I want you to try to start keeping a practice journal. That's going to help you set your goals and also be really organized with your time. I'm going to make up some PDFs that you can find on my blog called The Centered Flute. You can find the link for it on maryholzhausen.com, or you can just go directly to The Centered Flute. And you can also look for books online that talk about setting goals and wonderful journals to help you achieve your dreams and stay organized and focused. And doing these videos is going to help you a lot. 30 days of somebody else kind of organizing all your practice for you is a pretty nice deal. So keep up the good work and let's get started. Here we are, day 3 of our chromatic scale. Today we are going to start at quarter note equals 65. We're going to slur up and we're going to add a few more high notes. So we're going to go all the way up to the D sharp, which is the same thing as E flat. Then as we come down, we're going to go over here to the E flat. Let's play 2 of them. We're going to slur up, take a deep breath, and start tonguing down from the E flat all the way down to the bottom. We're going to try this at quarter notes, okay? So slightly faster than what we've done before. Okay. Here's our metronome at 65. Let's begin. For our first time playing, I want you to take a deep breath and fill up your lungs. Smile as you breathe out. Now fill up again and let's begin. Ready, go. Excellent. Now I'm going to make it only slightly harder. I've just made the metronome go up 1 beat. So now we're at 66. Now I want you to try to do the whole thing again, just like we did, but I want you to try it from memory. Don't look at the music, okay? So look up, look out the window or wherever you can look. Close your eyes if you need to. Take a deep breath. Ready? Go. Okay, we're done with that one. Let's move on to our major scale. Here is F major scale. Today we're going to start at quarter note equals 60, go all the way up 2 octaves. How about let's slur the whole thing today? So no tonguing. And then we're going to do it again as eighth notes. So a little bit faster. Okay, so let's start. Get your shoulders back and down. Take a deep breath. Ready, go. Good job. Okay, let's try it as 8th notes. So twice as fast. Deep breath. Ready, go. Excellent, we're getting faster already. Let's try that one more time. Deep breath, stand tall, look for any tension and try to release it. Ready, go. Good job. Now, today, we're going to continue our work with B flat major. So what we're going to do is just work on the top octave. So we're going to start here on this B flat, and we're going to go to high B flat. So if you need to look at your fingering chart and double check, remember the high note fingerings start to change once you get to D. So when we're at D, we play the high D fingering, then we have the high E flat, F, G, A natural, and B flat. We're going to try these just going up at half notes. We're going to do half notes at 60. So when you're playing these high notes, I want you to relax as much as you can. Imagine your lungs filling up with air like you're a barrel and you're just round, or a beach ball and you're round and open. If you have lots of air in your lungs and your shoulders are back and down, then your lips and your throat won't have to work so hard and you won't get so tight. So here is 60, just going up on the top octave. Take a deep breath, shoulders back and down, and play out. Ready, go. Good, just really let it out. Now let's try that again, and we're going to tongue every note. Same thing. Ready? Go. Excellent. Now we're going to come down. So try tonguing every note coming down on that high octave. Deep breath in, shoulders back and down, stand nice and tall. Ready? Go. Good. Okay, we're going to do it one more time, and we're going to slur it this time. Okay, so high B flat coming down. Deep breath in. Ready, go. Excellent. Let's put it all together. So now we're going to try half notes at 60, the top octave. So we will begin on that B flat. Okay. Deep breath in. Ready, go. If you need to and you feel more comfortable, go ahead and tongue every note as you go up. What we're trying to do is practice feeling comfortable and not tight, no tension. Really let the sound come out. If you need to play it loud, just play it loud and proud. What we're also working on here is as we come up and over, I don't want you to take a breath up at the top. See if by tomorrow you can feel comfortable going from G, A, B flat, A, G in one breath, just so you can practice going up and over the hill. Okay, that's it for B flat major. We're going to move on to our sharp scales. Okay, so now we're going to start on G major today. We're going to play quarter notes at 60. So take a deep breath. Don't forget all those flats have gone away. We're just playing sharps. Deep breath in and go. So now what we're going to do is play the same thing but eighth notes. Okay, so deep breath, relax those fingers, shake your shoulders a little bit so you're ready to go. Breathe in and go. Good job. Now today we get to move on. We're going to play our we're going to play our D major, and we're going to have C sharps, which is why I'm writing them. So now you have your two sharps, F sharp, C sharp. It's going to be great. We're going to play it like quarter notes, okay? This tempo quarter notes. Let me make it go a little higher. Okay, here we go. Quarter notes, learn everything. F sharp and C sharp. Ready? Go. I love that scale. It's my favorite one. Okay, so we're going to do it one more time in quarter notes. Deep breathe. If you have to look up any fingerings, stop the recording and look them up. You can go to Flute Tunes and find the fingerings for low D, for example, or high D. We get to play 3 different Ds in this scale. Low D, middle D, and high D. Okay, here we go. Deep breath in, quarter notes, go. Excellent. Don't forget, as you play all these scales, try to make the most beautiful sound you can. Our music is made up of scales, so we should play our scales musically. Now we're going to go on and start working on the Bach. Okay, so now we're going to start on G major today. We're going to play quarter notes at 60. So take a deep breath. Don't forget, all those flats have gone away. We're just playing sharps. Deep breath in and go. now what we're going to do is play the same thing but eighth notes. Okay, so deep breath, relax those fingers, shake your shoulders a little bit so you're ready to go. Breathe in and go. Good job. Now today we get to move on. We're going to play our we're going to play our D major, and we're going to have C sharps, which is why I'm writing them. So now you have your two sharps, F sharp, C sharp. It's going to be great. We're going to play it like quarter notes, okay? This tempo quarter notes. Let me make it go a little higher. Okay, here we go. Quarter notes, learn everything. F sharp and C sharp. Ready? Go. I love that scale. It's my favorite one. Okay, so we're going to do it one more time in quarter notes. Deep breathe. If you have to look up any fingerings, stop the recording and look them up. You can go to Flute Tunes and find the fingerings for low D, for example, or high D. We get to play 3 different Ds in this scale. Low D, middle D, and high D. Okay, here we go. Deep breath in, quarter notes, go. Excellent. Don't forget, as you play all these scales, try to make the most beautiful sound you can. Our music is made up of scales, so we should play our scales musically. Now we're going to go on and start working on the Bach. As we begin to think about how we're playing these grace notes and trills in the Polonaise, I wanted to go back and review what I found at the Flute Punch website. And remember, this is a quote from Michel de Bost from his Simple Flute book. In number 2, you can see it says, grace notes in Baroque music are usually long and are more leaned on than the note they are leading to. So, in this case, we're going to be doing that. We're going to be leaning on the note when we are playing the Polonaise, and you'll see it very quickly. Also, don't forget, listen to that recording with George Barthel, and the orchestra that he's playing with is fabulous, and they're playing they're playing all the grace notes exactly how we should, so I want you to imitate that style. Okay, let's get right to the Polonaise. Here we go. We're going to play the Polonaise just like we did yesterday. We're going to take the repeats, and we're going to add the trills, we're going to lean on the grace notes, and we're going to play an 8th note equals 70. So don't forget, we're subdividing. So the 8th note is getting the beat. Okay, here we go. Ready, go. if you're listening to me play, you're listening to me do a whole lot of things, like using too much vibrato on some notes and no vibrato on others, and some of the notes I forgot to trill from above. So I'm practicing this too, and I need to keep reminding myself that I'm trying to play more in a Baroque style, which means no vibrato, and starting the trills from above. But you did hear me do some things, like playing this forte and this piano, and then this forte again. In multiple recordings, there's this dramatic contrast in the dynamics at these points. So I want you to try doing that. Then my assignment for you for today is to listen to the George Barthel recording and see if you can come up with some dynamics for this part of the Polonaise, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. I want you to apply these dynamics with some thought and with some research and see what you can come up with. In Bach's time, he didn't write the dynamics. There were a lot of things that happened a lot of times when things were repeated in Baroque music. You play it differently, so you play a different dynamic. Okay, so I want you to think about that for tomorrow. Listen to the recording, take out your pencil, and listen to the recording with the music so you can see exactly where they're adding their dynamics and what they're doing. For now, I'm going to lower the camera so we can see the double. Yesterday, we did a lot of work on the double with the 30-second notes in this first part of the double. So I want to review what we did. It's always good to start where you stopped the day before when you're practicing. So for a moment, we're going to go over those 30-second notes. So I'm going to reset my metronome. We were playing nice and slow at 50. The eighth note gets 50. So let's listen to that. Bum, 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 bum. Let's try it. Let's take a deep breath, and we'll see if we remember what we worked on from yesterday. Okay, here we go. Deep breath in, ready, go. Now, I want to take a look and play nice and slow the second ending. That's the part we're going to work on the most. Let's see. I'm going to play it for you, and then you're going to play it with me. Here I go. And... Okay, so you can hear me doing some slurs, some tonguing. I want you, as part of your assignment, to listen to some recordings and see what flutists are playing at that moment in the second ending. Here we go. Let's try to play it. Tongue every note if you feel comfortable doing that. Here we go, together. Second ending. Ready, go. Now, what I want to do is play these notes just like quarter notes right on the beat. So we're going to start on F sharp, A, E, G, D. Okay, here we go. Ready, go. Do it one more time just so you can figure out those high jumps. Ready, go. Now let's try them more like eighth notes when or like 16th notes when the eighth note gets the beat. Bum, 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 bum. Go. Try it again. Ready, go. All right, let's start at the beginning of the measure so you can try the whole thing. Ready, go. All right, we did it. So we've done the whole first part to the second ending. Now, I'm going to lower the camera even more so we can get down and see some more of these 30-second notes. We've got even more in the second part. So let's practice them like we did yesterday with the 30 seconds. Let's see if I can get it so you can see it clearly, have the light on it, and we can play it. Okay, so let's see. How about, let's practice this. Okay, so first I'm going to play the A to the D like this. I want you to try A, G sharp, F sharp, E, D. And good. Now the second part of that, we'll start on the D and end on this B. Okay, so here I go, and try it with me on the D. Go. So all together it goes. So I want you to think of those two groups. Try it with me. We're going to slur the whole thing. Ready? Go. Ah, it feels like a scale, doesn't it? Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing with this little grouping here. We're going to start on the D and play until the C sharp. Okay, so I'm going to start here and I'm playing, I'll end on the C sharp. Ready? Here I go. Ooh, try it with me. Ready? Go. Good. Now, keep going. We're going to go on this C sharp and we're going to end on this E. Ready? Go. Nice. Okay, so we're going to try that all together. Ready? Go. Good. Now we're going to make sure to tongue the whole thing, starting on the D again. This D, ending on that E. Ready? Go. It's so pretty. Okay, now we're going to start on this E, and we're going to go to this D. Okay. Ready? Go. Did you remember the C sharp here? Try it again. Make sure you have that C sharp. On E, go. Good. Now let's try it on the D. Here we go. All right. So now we're going to try this whole passage together. So we'll end on the F sharp. Okay. On E, go. All right. So now what we're going to try to do is this D all the way to that F sharp. Try it. So we have two groupings here all together and both of them are slurred. Okay, ready? D. Pretty. Try it again. Go. One more time. You got it. Go. Excellent. Don't forget the reason why we're practicing this is because I want you to think of these big groups of 30 seconds in smaller groups so that as you play fast, you can hold on to these notes like the D, the C sharp, the D. I'm going to grab my beautiful blue marker and write C sharp. That's driving me crazy. C sharp. Well, now it doesn't look like anything. It looks like I said O. Here's C sharp. Now it looks like a G. Okay, you know what I mean. That's why we don't write with marker in our music. Okay, now let's see if we can start here and go to this F sharp. Nice and slow. We haven't played these yet, but we're going to see if we can add it on. So that way we can hear what these 30-second notes sound like within the melody. Okay? Here we go. Pretty? Let's do it 2 more times just so you get every chance to do it. Each time try to get one note better, try to get your breathing better. Let's try it. Ready, go. going to try and do it from the beginning of the Badinerie. Okay. I think I'm going to have to move it back. See, it's so hard for me to look at the camera and see what the camera is seeing. All right. So, going up. Stick with me. All right. Here we go. We're going to try to play double. We're going to start here, go to the second ending, and play this third line ending on the F sharp. Okay, we can do this. 3 lines. Ready, deep breath, and go. Wow, that was a lot. Good. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to start at the beginning of this and do just that much again. I don't even think we're going to go on because I want you to feel really solid with that much. Okay, good job. Let's begin the Badinerie. Okay, so here's the Badinerie. We're going to do the beginning just like we did yesterday. So our beat is going 8th note equals 70. And we're going to start here and just go to the first sequence. Okay, deep breath. Here we go. Ready? Go. Excellent. Let's do it one more time so you can get everything that you want to get, like the trills, for example. Remember, this is a very lively last movement of this entire piece. So I want you to play it with a lot of energy, strong air, strong articulation. Let's try it again. Ready? Deep breath. Stand tall. Ready? Go. Excellent. Okay, so I want you to ask yourself if you did a good job breathing, because right now we're going so slow you can breathe almost between every single note. So I want you to practice this with the feeling of having very full lungs. And then as we go faster and faster, you're going to try to keep that same full feeling so that when you do the long sequence, you won't run out of air. And speaking of a long sequence, we're going to try it again. I'm slowing down the metronome to 54. The 8th note equals 54, just like we did yesterday. We're going to start there, and then we're going to try to make it faster today. So we're going to do it a few times. So let's begin on this C sharp. Nice and slow, thinking almost like these 16ths have become 8th notes because we're subdividing. Ready? Deep breath. Go. Excellent. Now I'm going to make the metronome go a little bit faster. Now we're at 55. If you need to, write in any sharp signs or note names so that you get them correct this time. If you need to stop and practice the drill, then go ahead and do that. And then push play again and we'll start. So here we are at 55 with a deep breath. Ready, go. Good. Now this time as we go to 56, I want you to think of this crescendo. Think of each one of these, maybe like this one, these high notes getting louder. So one's kind of mezzo piano. This could be mezzo forte. This could be maybe a little bit mezzo forte and a half. So each one's getting louder and louder until you come to the end. Let's say 5 is the strongest. We're going to end nice and strong. Okay, let's try it at 56. Deep breath in and go. Good, and that was more of a crescendo. Okay, now I'm going to click it up 2 clicks just to be wild. Now we're at 58. Ready, go. Good job. Now see how we're getting faster and faster. Pretty soon that 58 is going to turn into 60, then 65, and then we'll be at 70 and we'll be playing this all at eighth note equals 70. Then we'll speed the whole thing up. So we're still taking it nice and slow. So today we are going to, I'm very excited, start the second sequence. It's interesting because when you play this, you can see that Bach in the top part has eighth notes right here. After he's had his first phrase, he starts the second phrase again, and then he has eighth notes. And then finally he has a sequence. Here he starts the first phrase, and then he starts to say it again, but instead of eighth notes, which are down here, he does the sequence right away. So he really gets into it. So here we are. This is where the sequence begins. So today we're going to go back to 50, and we're going to work on it starting on this A. We're going to forget the tie, okay? Now, one thing I want you to take note of, we have our little passage here with the slurs that I've marked in. And then when we get to the sequence, we have D, C sharp, D. And we do it 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So we're going to play that right now. I'm going to turn on our metronome. Let me get it back down to 50. We're going to play it like eighth notes. Da da dum, dee da dum. Like that. We're going to do it 4 times. Ready? Deep breath and go. And we have the same thing. We have this wonderful crescendo. So you could think 1 on each one of these, 2, 3, 4 is going to be the strongest. Now let's look at the notes that we have as we play. We go D, F sharp, then G, then A, then B. So, and then this is going to be the ending of it, the high point. Okay, so let's try to start on this D, and then we're going to play all the notes and remember the passage that just keeps repeating, this D, C sharp, D. Okay, so let's begin right here on this D. Ready? Go. That's it. That's that little rising sequence. Okay, let's do it one more time. We're going to start on this D again, and we're going to feel what it feels like to get to the end. Okay, so actually we'll end on this D. Okay, so let's try it again from this D. Let's try it with a crescendo. Ready? Go. All right, so don't forget, we've done this trill before, I believe. Did we do it up above? Maybe not. Okay, so this D, we've got E to F sharp. That's a really good one. So you finger E. Let me stick my hand in front of the screen for a second. You're playing an E, and then you move this first one, so an F sharp comes out. And don't forget, we're going to try to play it from the F sharp, so we're going to have our finger up and then come down and trill. Okay, so let's try that sequence one more time with that trill, just like we did. Okay, so we're going to start on this D. Okay, ready, go. Good. Now I want to try starting the whole passage from this A. Okay, let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can just work right through it. We'll do it a few times so you get an extra chance. Okay, from the A, don't do the tie. Go. Right in the slur that I always do here. Excellent, we did it. Okay, so now we're going to go back. We're going to try this, and we're going to go to here. Okay, so this is interesting. I want you to see that I marked off that on day 3 we were going to do the whole second part, but I've changed that. You can do this when you're practicing. You can set your goal, and then you can reevaluate how far you really want to go. I think this would be perfect. Okay, so let's start here and go to here. So take a deep breath, have your shoulders back and down, kind of loosen up. You've been playing for a while now. Ready, deep breath, and go. Excellent. Okay, so now we've done that whole first passage in the second half of the Badinerie. We're going to do it one more time. All right, so take a deep breath. Ready, go. Good. So after that really slow practice, I want you to go back and listen to George Barthel play this with the orchestra and see how fast they go and how exciting it is. If you have the feeling like you're never going to get it that fast, don't worry. We're still only on day 3 and you've already learned almost the complete movement. So don't forget, the best practice is slow practice so your fingers can really get it, your brain can get it, you know how to think of these different passages like this sequence. You can think of it as 2 parts, that part and this part with the crescendo. So you have all these wonderful things to think about as you're playing it. So tomorrow we're going to continue and we're going to get a little bit faster and it's going to be fantastic. So now it's time to practice our sight reading. Here is the sight reading for today. This looks a lot like a passage that you might see for auditioning for District Band, just because there's some strange rhythms like 30-second notes. So I want to talk about how I want you to look at this page as you're looking at it for the first time when you're a little bit nervous and feeling under pressure. I want you to look for a few things. For example, here the time signature says we're in 3/4. So there's going to be 3 beats in every measure. And I want you in your mind to see each measure with 3 beats in it. So this is what it's going to look like in your mind. You're going to think 1, 2, 3, and here's beat 1, 2, 3. There's another beat here. You can see beat 1 is completely in one group. Then you have this. Then you have this. This is kind of weird. All they've done is take these and break them up so you can breathe. So in your mind, don't be freaked out. Just think, oh, it's just 2/8 notes. I can play 2/8 notes. Here you have to be careful because I've started beat 2 on a rest. Beat 3 is there. Here you can see this is pretty simple. Beat 1 is there. Beat 2 is here. Beat 3 is there. Just do your best and play the notes within those beats. So you're going to tap your foot here. You're going to go for it and tap your foot here. You're going to go for it and tap your foot here. Here's another beat. 1, 2, 3. And then let's stop right at this rest. Okay? So if you have extra music or you want to download music and print it out from flutetunes.com, they have their music every day, new tunes that they put out. And it would be good for you to practice just writing the beats so that you can, in your mind, feel comfortable with any type of rhythm, or at least being able to see where the beat is. And when you're sight reading, you just try to keep the beat. Try to make sure that any note that's on the click is going to be even and steady, and then do your best with all the other notes that are in between. So when we have something like this, you can think of this 8th note is just like where you have 2 groupings of 8th notes. And then they've taken the second 8th note up here and they've made it into 4 different notes. So for a second, I'm going to turn on the metronome again. Let's see, this is still at our 50. I'm going to make it go a little faster. This is 65. So let's try and just do our best clapping this rhythm, okay? Here we go at the beginning. Ready, go. 1, 1, 2, and triple 1, 2. That was really hard to clap. All right, so those 30-second notes have to kind of come out nice and fast. Okay, now another thing, be sure to always look. We've got 2 flats. We've got some dynamics I want you to try and do. See how as the notes rise, you get a little stronger. As they come down, or at the end of a phrase, you get a little bit softer. I've got my flute in my hands now. Let's see what we can do sight reading this. Okay, so take a deep breath. Whatever comes out is going to be beautiful music. That's all that matters, okay? Deep breath. Ready, go. I think I've maybe played it a little too fast. Let's try it again just to give both of us a chance. I'm going to put it at 55. We're going to go 10 clicks slower. All right, let's try it again. Deep breath. Ready? Go. It's better to do it the second time, isn't it? But you can see, even me, who's been playing music for a very long time, my sight reading is I do the best that I can, and once I've played it through once, I have a better idea of what this piece should actually sound like. So I want you to approach sight reading with a sense of exploration and excitement and no fear, because you're looking at something for the first time, but we're training ourselves to be ready to handle any rhythm just because we can keep the pulse. It's the most important thing. Keep that toe tapping the entire time that you're sight reading, or keep the metronome on and be really faithful to the beat. Make sure you at least get the first note. The worst part about somebody sight reading badly is that they stop and they try it again and they go back. So you've got to start and you can't stop. Okay, really good work today. I can't believe it. We've made it to the end of day 3. I'll see you tomorrow on day 4. Good job.